And since Averroes endeavors most to confirm his opinion by Aristotle's words and demonstration, it remains to be shown that it is necessary to say, according to Aristotle's opinion, that the intellect is united to some body in its substance as a form. For Aristotle proves in the book of the Physicists that it is impossible in motions and motions to proceed ad infinitum. Hence he concludes that it is necessary to arrive at some first motion, which is either moved by an immovable mover or moves itself. And of these two he takes the second, namely that the first mobile moves itself. For that reason, because that which is by itself is always prior to that which is by another. Then he shows that the moving itself is necessarily divided into two parts, one of which is the moving and the other is the moved. It is therefore necessary first that the moving itself is composed of two parts, one of which is the moving and the other the moved. But everything of this kind is animated. Therefore, according to the opinion of Aristotle, the first mobile, namely the sky, is animated. Hence also in verse 2 of the sky it is expressly said that the sky is animated. Let us therefore inquire, according to the opinion of Aristotle, by what soul is the animated heaven? Now he proves in Metaphysics 11 that in the motion of the heavens we must consider something that moves completely motionless, and something that moves motion. But that which moves the completely unmoved moves as if desired. There is no doubt that it is moved by that which is moved. And he shows that it is not desirable as the desire of concupiscence, which is the desire of the senses, but as desirable to the intellectual desire, whence he says that the first thing that moves is not a movement that is desirable and intellectual. Therefore, that which is moved by him, that is heaven, is desiring and understanding in a nobler way than we, as he subsequently proves. Therefore, according to Aristotle's opinion, heaven is composed of the intellectual soul and the body. And this is signified in De Anima 2, where he says that in some there is the intellective and the understanding, as in men. And if there is anything of this kind, there is another, or more honorable, namely heaven. Now it is clear that heaven does not have a sensitive soul, according to Aristotle's opinion, for it would have different organs which do not correspond to the simplicity of heaven. And to signify this, Aristotle adds, that among the number of perishables which have the intellect, all the other powers are present, that he might give us to understand that some incorruptibles have the intellect, which have not the other powers of the soul, namely, the heavenly bodies. It cannot therefore be said that the intellect is continuous with the heavenly bodies through phantasms. But it will be necessary to say that the intellect is united to the heavenly body according to its substance as a form. Thus, therefore, the human body, which is the noblest of all lower bodies, and the equality of its complexion with heaven, absolute from all contrariety, most similar according to Aristotle's intention, the intellectual substance is united not by any phantasms, but as its own form. But what was said about the animation of heaven, we did not say as if asserting it according to the doctrine of faith, to which it has nothing to do, whether it is said in one way or another. Hence Augustine, in the book of the Enchiridion, says, I am not even certain whether the sun and the moon and all the stars belong to the same company, that is to say, of the angels, although to some their bodies are seen to be luminous, but not with sense or intelligence.